Okay, so preparing the nest box. So what we go around doing in the nest box. So I initially during 2011 to 2013, I used to lay the nest box with wood shavings. Right, that was the common practice people used to follow in those days. But later on, now I don't give them wood shavings. I give them wood chunks. I give them dried neem bark. I give them eucalyptus barks. So we collect all of these, sun dry them for like almost 2 days. Put it in the sun for 2 days to get rid of if there are small insects. Get rid of the humidity in it, and we lay the nest box with all these items. So bottle brush, pine wood. Pine wood is also very soft wood, which African greys love to chew. Uh, So this is how we line the African grey nest box inside. And over the time, you will see the male and female will both enter the nest box, try to work the nest box, try to chew the wood. So it is a good pair bonding process for the for your African grey, right? Working the nest box is the male and female both trying together to work the nest box. So after a few days, right, when almost after you have put this in the nest box, and after a few days when you open and see, you'll see them, they've almost chewed them up to small pieces. I have had pairs which almost chew them to powder form, right? They'll almost chew them to dust particles, right? So this is the later part where they have started laying, and you can see the entire wood, the wooden chunks, the barks have been chewed off. The neem barks are like almost nowhere visible. They're almost just shredded to very small particles. So this practice by a pair is a very good pair bonding activity. Chewing of wood, okay, it enlarges the gonadal glands of the African greys. It improves fertility. So it's a very good behavior for an African grey to go about. So when they just go around chewing the whole day, it's almost time that they'll lay soon, right? Almost I've seen like a grey working on a nest box for 7 to 8 days. Almost by the 15th or the 18th day, right? 7 to 8 days, they'll just work on the nest box. Eighth to ninth day, you'll start seeing them to mate. 15 days after that, you will see eggs in your nest box. That's how predictable they are once you have a good routine for your African greys. Initial breeding, the patience is the tougher part. I understand most of people go through it, but once they start and once they get the hang of it, and once you are on a good routine, I mean doing the same thing every day, every week, every month, every year, right? If you are on a good routine and the grays just sync up to that routine throughout the year, you will have excellent results breeding African grays. It's not, you will, the same person who was fed up keeping African greys will go on advising that they are very easy to breed once they get started. So that's how we go about breeding African greys. So this is what you all work for, the entire effort of so this is the end result of what you have worked throughout, and it's, trust me, it's a very lovely feeling. Very breeding South American parrots, breeding a lot of smaller species, but the satisfaction breeding African grey gives you is a whole new level, right? Cracking the mystery, going about fulfilling all its needs, going an extra mile in feeding, giving it a good setup, flocking them year after year. So it's always a very good feeling breeding African greys. So mm, I think we are going way above time, but I have just few more slides to wrap up. We'll wrap up shortly. So identifying a compatible pair. So there was a question like how do I know if my pair will breed or not? How do I know if a pair is compatible or not? There were questions in the group. So basically, a compatible pair, you'll see them perching together. They'll be side by side. It's almost like a shadow, right? If one bird goes down to eat, the other will follow it. If one bird goes back to the perch, the other will follow it over there. They'll start mutually preening each other. They'll eat together. They'll trust each other in close proximity. Okay, they'll spend time in the nest box together, following each other around the cage, perching. The most important part I've seen in African greys is if at night you observe two African greys, right, very close and comfortable with each other, most of the times it's a compatible pair. That's what I have noticed. Throughout the day, you'll see them moving here and there. You won't be able to figure out sometimes what's going on. But at night, if you have a pair which is sleeping almost touching each other, very adjacent to each other, it would be definitely a compatible pair, right? So these are a simple indications that your pair is compatible, and you can definitely wait for them to breed. Maybe it'll take a year. If they are a young pair, it'll take a couple of years. But if they are compatible, they'll definitely breed on the longer run. Identifying an incompatible pair. They won't perch with each other. They'll sit on opposite directions of the perches or two different perches. They do not trust each other in close proximity. Definitely, they won't trust each other inside a nest box. In incompatible pairs, if you see, if the male enters the nest box, the female will be outside. If the female enters the nest box, the male will be outside. They won't trust each other inside the nest box, which is like the very close proximity, like very close they can get. They won't trust each other in such a enclosed area. So they will have a very nervous body language. They'll eat separately. They'll go around doing their own business in separate ways. Like there'll be sometimes, if by force, say, if you approach the cage at that time, by force, they, even if they come near each other, sometimes they'll attack each other or show aggression, and they'll perch away from each other at nights. I have seen aggressive males. Females will be so scared they'll perch on the floor of the cage. Or sometimes females are so dominating. I've seen males perch on the floor of the cage. So these are signs of a completely incompatible pair. You don't have to wait for them to gel up, breed. Maybe you can give them a certain time, say a few months, but even after that, they are not gelling up with each other. It's definitely better to go about changing the pair or pairing them up with new mates. So this is how you identify an incompatible pair. A lot of people question, there were questions that is it advisable to pair a wild male to a tamed female or a tamed female to a wild male, right? Definitely, I have, even I myself have a pair where I have a tamed female paired to a wild male, and they are breeding beautifully. I have clients who have bred vice versa, wild females to tamed males. So it's not a, there's no issue in breeding tamed birds to wild birds. It's just that they click with each other, and if they are compatible, they will definitely breed. Yes, you'll have to give them a while. Say, tamed birds will take a time take some time figuring out how to go about, say, the bonding process, the feeding, the regurgitation, feeding, preening each other. So it'll take a while to understand the concept of breeding, raising chicks and all. But definitely, they breed. They do breed. I've personally seen them breed. So, next. So, what's the challenge? African greys have a long lifespan, 50 plus years. It has a productive breeding lifespan of at least 20 to 25 years after maturity. Right? Say they mature at around 3.5, 4.5 years. But even after that, they have a productive lifespan of 20 to 25 years. Keeping your pairs healthy, happy, and productive for the next 20, 25 years and beyond is the biggest challenge. I have seen African grey breeders, trust me, I have seen African grey breeders buying wild caught African greys, putting them to breed, and breeding them the same year, say within 4 to 5 months. But the same breeder, right? I'll tell you what happens, right? When you get a wild caught patch of African greys, it comes with all the vitality it has gained from the forest. It'll come with full of, it'll be full of energy. It has like a stored energy reserve, right? So they'll breed successfully for 2 3 years. But if not given good care, a good routine, a good environment, slowly the pairs start deteriorating. After a couple of years, the same breeders call me, I lost two females this year, one female due to egg binding, one female had a bacterial infection. So The challenge is to breed grays for the next 20-25 years, not for the next 2-3 years. There are a lot of breeders who have lost 7 to 8 females in a single breeding season. The only reason would be hygiene, improper diet, no proper supplementation. You can't expect unhealthy malnutrition uh, birds to give you 3 to 4 clutches a year. It's not possible. Every egg the female lays, she's deteriorating calcium from her body, right? She has to be given time to replace that calcium back in her system, right? You can't expect. There was a question today that if I pull out chicks, 15-day-old chicks from my African gray pairs, is there a possibility of double clutching? Sir, there is a possibility of for everything. I have an African gray pair which breeds like budgies, right? After I remove chicks, they'll we'll see eggs in that nest box exactly within 1.5 months, right? But still, we make it a practice that after 2 clutches, we give them, we just remove the nest box and keep it. We give them a time for 3 months to just fill back their reserves, right? The entire process of egg laying, incubation, and chick rearing is a stressful process for the pair, especially the females, right? So you'll have to give them time to get back to their health, right? Eat properly, rest properly, rebuild their health, get the calcium reserves uh, replenished again. So you'll have to give them time. Don't expect them to breed like they are not. Basically, they are not machines, right? You don't expect them to. You pull out eggs, you pull out chicks, and in 15 days they lay again. It's not possible that way. You have to treat them in a very humane way. Let them take their time, let them rest. Don't be over ambitious or don't be very super excited in breeding your African grays. It grows about slow, but just enjoy the journey along the way. So keeping African grays, it is a almost a lifelong commitment to your grays if you decide to keep and breed them, right? They have a long lifespan. It will need great determination, dedication, and hard work to keep these lovely birds healthy and happy. So even for the tame bird breeders, like tame African grey keepers, right? They face issues. See, breeders go about discussing things, knowing things, but a tame bird keeper or a hobbyist, right? He's not much in contact with people. They are dependent on people whom they buy birds from. So people, say breeders, pet shop owners, are responsible for sharing the information to them. They are clueless of certain things. There are no avian vets available in all the cities in India. So these type of events are a good platform where information reaches to. I have a lot of tame bird breeders on today's presentation who might never have believed that there are so many people who keep African greys in India. They would have seen 100 people having greys in India for the first time, I guess. So reaching out, so I would actually appreciate Avicultural Association of Kerala uh, for conducting such events, and it is a good reach to the remotest parts of India. Thanks a lot. All the very best with your African grays, everyone. Thank you.